We're live on YouTube. Ba-bam, be-oo. I don't remember that song. Okay, no one's watching yet. So we'll just wait for a few people to show up. If anyone will show up, because the time is different than the last time I was live, because I'm back home in Denmark, in Denmark. So, oh man, why am I holding this? It would be much easier if I got my little tripod for doing this. We got two people watching. Hello, two people. Welcome to the live video. Yeah, so I think I'll just start instead of just talking random stuff. So I'm back in Denmark, as the title says in this live stream. I thought I'd do like a quick recap on the trip and also on what I brought back, because I brought back quite a few beers. Hello, Varfjord. I think that's how you pronounce it. I also wanted to do. Sorry, I want to go find something to hold this camera. So I also wanted to do the live stream a little bit later in terms of time because a lot of the guys over in the States that watch would have easier access to viewing this now than later. See if I can find my tripod. There we go. And then I have something so that I may attach my phone because that's a whole lot easier than this. Did I bring that with to the States or what? I don't think so. Sorry for having to watch me just going through my my camera here in my living room with exceptionally bad lighting. I'm pretty sure I didn't bring that. Maybe I did. I unpacked everything though. Where is it? Where is it? Huh. Is it on the table? No. Okay, I can't find it. I will just have to hold it myself. So yeah, for you guys who just tuned in, looking for something to hold the camera, I should have looked for that before I started the live video. But hey, anyways, I'm back. This is the studio, I guess. That's how it looks when I film. The camera is gone, so there's room for me. But I just shot a review of something you will see in the thumbnail. Badoom. One of the beers I brought back. As you guys know, I went to Treehouse. I just showed a review of Ultra Ego. And let me tell you, it's great, even when you drink it out of proper glassware. That's a damn fine beer to sip on a Thursday evening. So good. Ah, it's like getting even better as it's warming in the glass. That is awesome. So, what I wanted to talk about, well, there's a lot of footage coming. Skål, Krister. Cheers. So there's definitely a lot of footage coming. When I was away for this month, a lot of you guys was asking about old videos, why I'm posting old videos, if I'm shooting anything, and of course I was. So there is a lot of new footage that's coming up that I shot over there. Tomorrow, the first video will be live, which will be from visiting Cane Brewing, where I met up with Ivan from All That Ales. Don't know if you guys remember that blog. It's one of the older beer blogs from way back in the day. And he was just doing great stuff back then, and then he kind of quit, and now he's working in the industry, and we met up in New Jersey. So we shot a video at Kane, so that's coming tomorrow, and starting from tomorrow, then you're going to get the whole spiel of videos. I did a lot of on-the-road videos. I did a couple of reviews, well, more than a couple, because the thing was, so I brought back a lot of beer, like a shit ton of beer, and a lot of you guys I met along the trip were kind enough to give me some beers, and some people I met along the way as well was like, I want to give you beers, but I just had to say no because my suitcase was packed. It was overweight. So, did you enjoy LA, Big Pappy Kane? Yes, I did. And well, at least beer wise, I actually didn't go to downtown LA. The timing on this trip was just like bam, 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 bam. Like touristy stuff with family one day, next day I had beer stuff, and then family again the day after. So I really tried to pace myself as well because it would suck to walk around like Disneyland or whatever being hungover. But LA was great. I got to visit two breweries there. No, wait. Yeah. Was it only two? Yeah, I think so. No, three. I'm just thinking what I shot at, but so good. I got to visit Bottle Logic, and I got to visit Monkish and Smoke City. That was all I could fit in time-wise. And the cool thing was like I met a subscriber, Jeremy, at Bottle Logic, who came up and said hi. And funny enough, his dad and him were going to Monkish afterwards. So they're like, "Hey, you want to hitch a ride?" It was great. And they turned out they lived close to my family, who was in Slow Town, San Luis Obispo. So they gave me a ride to their city, so I didn't have to like try and like the problem is it was getting late and it was hard to figure out meeting up with my family who was downtown in LA, timing it with the breweries and everything. So yeah, we had a great time and LA was great. But yeah, did two videos of breweries, only Bud Logic and Monkish. It was kind of hard to shoot at Smog City because they were closing when I got there, and I was just lucky to be able to check it out because I know the brewer, one of the brewers, I guess. I don't know if he's actually the brewmaster. I can't remember, but he's called Jake. But he showed us around, so I got to see see the facility and try a lot of their sours and some stuff. It was very good. We pretty much quickly went down through a couple of flights and then sours whilst we were having a tour, which was awesome. LA is so spread out. There are a bunch of good spots though. Yeah, I know. I mean, I wanted to hit up Highland Park as well, but it was just so hard to get up to Highland Park, where I was based, which was in Torrance. So I need to come back and do the West Coast again and do only beer. That would be great. But I got some comments and some messages like, why are you always skipping the middle states? Which is true. I need to check out some of the states in the middle too, not just the coasts. But Boston, for example, was one of my favorites. Hey, Pete. But yeah, so tomorrow is the video from Kane. You get this live stream today. And then after Kane, I think we have two old videos that I shot before I left with Pete Pline, who just commented. And then they're going to be out. And then we're going to start doing the reviews and the on the road footage that I shot during the trip because I visited so many breweries. And all of them are pretty much like separate videos, except one of like a brew. I did like it's got a bit long. I might split it up in parts, but I did a Brooklyn brewery tour video with Darwin, and they always end up being long. So instead of just shooting individual videos at each place, I shot like one giant one, kind of like I think it's the 30 minutes video or so when you look at all the footage, and that's without editing. So I could get it down to a decent length, I think. But that's coming. Then the whole spiel at Treehouse and the whole spiel at Trillium up in Boston. I also went to night shift, but I didn't get to shoot anything. It was in the end of the day. I spent the whole day pretty much just shooting at Trillium, which was crazy. So it was really hard to fit in anything there just because I wanted to just chill out. Filming an entire day it's a lot. So I just hung out with some of the people from Trillium. Nick being one of them that you know from What Cheers. Well, Nick and Bennett and Aaron, and we just hung out and drank beers, which was great. And then we went to a bar afterwards, which was called, I don't know, it's the one bar that Trillium serves beer at, but I was not allowed entry because I forgot my passport, so we went to one across the street. But whatever. Welcome back home. I'm jealous. Hope you had a great trip. I'm sure you did, buddy. For sure. Can't be reviews. It was great. Plina is going to bed, but he's looking forward to hear about the trip. Well, cheers, dude, and good night. Yeah, it's very late that I shoot this, but I had so much stuff to do, and yeah, coming home late, unpacking, all that, and I was jet lagged like crazy, so I slept for like 14 hours, which was crazy. I came home last night. What's up, Hopkins? Glad you had a good time in LA. Yeah, it was awesome, dude. Beer by the numbers. It was great. But yeah, so that was like the stuff I shot there. So Boston was great. Then after Boston, San Diego, meeting up with Ryan Rashan. You're getting old. What are you now, like 100? Well, I look like an old dude now and not like a young kid as back in the day. I'm 28, dude. You're one of the people who's been watching for years. I recognize your username. But then met up with Ryan, met up with Joe in the San Diego, actually in Carlsbad. We actually shot one review only together at Pizza Port of Blind Pig IPA. That was the only thing we could fit in because I was with family and everything. But it was awesome. We got to hang out with them for a few hours as Pizza Port, and my mom and sister and my sister's boyfriend was there as well, and they got to hang out as well. We had some beers together. That was great. And then we went up to family in San Luis Obispo, had a bit of a chill, shot some reviews. Then we went further north to, in between that stuff, there was also LA, which I talked about. And then we finished in San Francisco, in a city that's changed immensely on the beer scene. So much great stuff there now. I shot a few videos there as well with a subscriber of mine called Alex. So we had a good time there as well. And then I flew home. So I was gone for almost 4 weeks, so almost a month, doing crazy tourism and beer stuff. But I think I should show you guys because I know not all of you follow me on all social media. Some of you only follow me on here. So I thought I'd show you guys what I brought, what you can look out for in terms of reviews. I got a comment here. See, it says, "Nice to catch you live. Cheers, Peter. I'm glad you go back safe." I also want to say sorry because I said to you guys that I'd shoot. Oh, I have to shoot a lot of live videos on this trip. I shot one just because it was so hard to fit in. Like you're sitting with your camera gear, trying to get B-roll footage, and you're trying to shoot a video and talking to people. And I'm also sorry to some of you guys I met on the trip. I'm afraid I seemed like a bit of an ass or something because I was just so busy doing all kinds of other stuff with like blogging and all this stuff, so I didn't get to talk as much as I could have, which is, I guess, a bit of a shame. Or not, I guess it is. So I really didn't want to come off as an asshole. It was just, busy, busy, busy. But, it's hot. It's hotter in Denmark than it's freaking San Diego right now. It's like high 90s. It's weird. Crazy heat wave. Like high 90s Fahrenheit, 30 something Celsius. It was cold in San Francisco, but it's also the Bay. So going into the fridge, going through the bottles. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. And cans. So there we go. Oh, new hand to hold the camera with. So this is all the stuff I brought back. Let's just go. The other one, double IPA, Tilted Marn. Got this from Bennett, who's one of the guys from Trillium. He said it's a really good beer. Which is a double IPA from Little Brothers, made with Equinox, Citra, and Amarillo. Oh yeah, pretty nice stash. Then I got this from Ivan from All That Ales. The Shining, I can't remember if it's a double IPA, but this from Foam Brewing. So yeah, 8% double IPA. I think Joe reviewed it and he thought it was like kind of harsh on the hop flavor still, but now it's like a month old. So then we got this at Trillium, dialed in, brewed with Semillon Blanc, grape juice. And then there's a lot of Trillium beers here, and most of them I actually got from Nick from What Cheers because he saved some for me. So this is the Trillium and other half collab, all 100,000 Trillium everything. I actually didn't bring back any other half beers, even though I could bring cans. But they only sold them by the 4-pack, which I didn't have room for. And they also only had 2 beers, like a coffee IPA of sorts, and then it was okay. And then another beer, I don't remember. All the good stuff they had on tap was not in cans. And then you also might wonder, I mean, you can see a lot of stuff stacked in here. Most of it I got home or at least a lot of it I got home with the shipping it back. Most of the heavy stuff I stupidly enough brought in my suitcase, and I had to pay overweight from Boston to San Diego, but then my family was kind enough to take some of the bottles in their suitcases so I could bring it home without the overweight because they didn't buy that much heavy stuff except clothing. And this is also Bissell Brothers Substance Ale. I think this is their IPA. I think this is one of the more famous beers from them actually, but is there any info on there really? Substance Ale, creation of 2 years in the making. Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't say anything other than something about hop flavor, but that'll be fun to try. Then we got quite a few of the permutation beers from Trillium. I reviewed 2 of them already over in the States, which you'll see soon. One was a Nelson IPA, which was probably one of my least favorite Trillium beers to date, which is kind of crazy. You know, sip of beer here. And then one, which I tried at the brewery as well, which is like a Gose with sea salt, banana, and strawberries. And something else, I think, as well, but... This one is number 50 in the permutation series, which is a double IPA where they use experimental hops. And I don't think they say the hop they use, but yeah, no. You can look, like Trillium has a lot of info on their stuff on their website. And then number 40, which is a double IPA with orange peel, lactose, and vanilla. This is an attempt to make one of those kind of creamsicle IPAs. So that'll be fun to try. I think I might have had a sip of that as well. It's hard to remember. I had so many different beers over there, and a lot of people were saying like, aren't you drunk all the time?" Well, a lot of the time it was just like small pours or flights I was sharing with people too. And we got number 51, which is another permutation beer, which is the Simcoe IPA, and then we got Nelson Dry Hop 4 Point and Galaxy 4 Point. And I just can't remember. I reviewed double dry hop and then one other variation on 4 Point, and that might have been Galaxy actually. I don't know. We'll see. I can't remember. It's a long time ago. But that was all the cans. And then we move up to some bottles. So this was from Ivan as well. Plan B Farm Brewery. This is their Hay. So a New York style, all organic, cool ship, cool thing that do like these funky beers, and they're apparently really good. I've heard of them. I think I saw Darwin from Darwin's Beer Reviews review some of the stuff from them, but I never tried anything myself. Then we got more Trillium Apricot Silk, which is their sour beer in oak barrels, which with this one with apricot, and then the same just with blackcurrant. And then this is the only monkish beer I got to bring back. This is Eno beer, I think they call it. This is like a wild beer with muscat grape juice. And the fun thing is that this label, some of you guys might recognize because back in so 2 years ago or so, they did the Never and Again mango beer that was just like really, really bad, or not really, really bad, but it was certainly like one of the worst beers they've ever done. And yeah, so they just for fun decided to do a similar label, just with the hand holding grapes instead of a mango. But I actually got I got one can of monkish beer that I reviewed over there, which was a month old, I think, when I reviewed it, which was just awesome, even though it was a month old. It was a triple IPA backpack full of cans that I got from Joe. So that's the some of the bottles. Not everything is in here because, as you see, I don't really have room. Like 2 shelves of beer and then food. Let's see, we got some comments I didn't get to read. Let's see. So I just finished Voodoo Ranger and Saint Archer Mosaic Double IPA. Listen to some Testament, all buzzed. Awesome. Testament is a great band. Voodoo Ranger I saw everywhere in the States. Like New Belgium beer is everywhere, but I didn't get to try it. And Saint Archer, I haven't had much beer from in a long time, but I think they got bought up by Anheuser-Busch or something. Nathan, right? Hey, Nate. Never Again is your favorite beer ever? Yeah, of course. That's why you reviewed it with Joe, what, 2 times? Didn't you review it with like a year of age? And then over here, we got some more beer. And look at this. This is a stout, so I'm just turning the light so I can fit. This was the most prized possession that I brought back with me. Some nice herbs. This is great. I could fit this in my suitcase. No, it's just parsley for cooking. Yep. Hey, buddy. Glad you had a good trip. Oh yeah, it was amazing. It's gonna be great posting the reviews and everything. So let's go through these. A lot of stuff. So this was one. I was at Foam. No, sorry, not Foam. Pure Project in San Diego, and their beers were awesome. But it was very late. This was the last video I shot, and it got kind of dark in there. But I got a video shot. Then right next door, there was this brewery, which is called Amplified Ale Works, and they are like really cool. I mean, they're not brewing like the whole crazy. I mean, they do some hazy stuff and whatnot, but they just had a bigger variation of beer, like a huge variation of beer, a super well done lager, and it was just my kind of place because it's like a rock and metal themed brewery. So the bartender on duty there, we were just talking, and the awesome stuff was just like he. He was like, "Yeah, well, what do you want to listen to?" So we were just sitting listening to In Flames and all kinds of like Scandinavian melodic death metal at the bar at the brewery, just hanging out, and it was great. So I was like, I got to bring something back, and then I bought a bottle of this, which is Rare Form, which is their anniversary beer that they do, and it's a bourbon barrel aged quad. So I thought that would be fun. Just I asked for something special that you usually can't get, and they was like, "Well, you should try this." So I brought that back. I could have brought back the Pilsner, but I didn't. Then we got this one, which is another beer I got from Bennett. Some of them in there was also, I think, in the Trillium beers. But this one is from Mast Landing. I never heard of them. He says it's a great, more local brewery. And this is, a beautiful aromatic milk stout with flavors of peanut butter, coffee, and chocolate. So a peanut butter, coffee, chocolate, milk stout. That sounds really good, actually. I think they're either based... They're in Maine. Canned by Mast Landing Brewing Company in Westbrook, Maine. Oh, cool. Then we got more Trills. One I bought, one I got from Nick. It's PM Dawn. I had this beer on tap. This is awesome. PM Dawn is such a great beer. Like, so much coffee. And this is the regular one, and then we got the peanut butter version. So, Imperial Stout with cold brew coffee, and then a peanut butter edition. Actually, I tried a lot of the hyped Imperial Stouts from them on tap, and they're really good. Like, Trillium is just getting really good at both, like, sours and stouts, not just IPAs, which is great to see. And we have another Trillium beer. Oh, this is from Bennett. This is one of the apparently the most hyped sours they did, and he was kind enough to give me a bottle. This is a Cuvée de Tétro, which is an American wild ale in Cabernet Sauvignon with Cabernet Sauvignon grapes and black currants, and they aged in oak barrels. That's going to be really fun to try, and it's a huge bottle. I think this is 750. Wow, it's 11%. That's a strong ass sour. That'll be fun to try too. I mean, I haven't had most of the stuff I've had from Trillium is still IPAs, so it's always great when you get to try some of the other beers. Yeah, then we have some stuff. This is also from Ivan, who did All That Ails You. So It Goes. Sour on 8.3% in oak barrels from Tired Hands. And these guys make, all the milkshake beers and everything, but they also do stuff like this, which will be fun to try. I've never had a sour from them. I think I've only had IPAs from Tired Hands, except for maybe a couple of stouts. And then we brought back some of this stuff. Some Night Shift. So when I was at Night Shift just hanging out, I also wanted to bring something to review, and turns out they're doing 2 limited release beers whilst I was there that you can just buy and bring back. Which is one of them is this one is Maryland, which is a 11.9% bourbon barrel aged blonde barley wine. Oh, bourbon rye whiskey barrel aged blonde barley wine. And I actually tried it on tap. It's really good. And I also tried this one on tap, which is also really good. This is their El Lechador apple brandy barrel aged version. So they have El Lechador, which is their imperial milk stout that they do Mexican style. You see, it's made with poblano pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla beans. And then they just age it in apple brandy barrels. Yeah, it's horchata style milk stout. And then lactose in there, of course, as well, to make it a milk stout. But it's really good. That was like the apple brandy character in that, as far as I remember. We're getting a lot of comments here. Sorry, guys. I'll read up on the comments afterwards. But then we got this stuff. This is so funny. When I was at Kane, the brewery, I met up with one of the owners from Kane over at Mikkel's Beer Festival called Glenn. And this was the beer we did a video on at NBCC in one of the sessions. Turns out when I was there, this was the beer that they were releasing at the moment, this like their barrel aged series. And usually all the barrel aged beers get pulled off the shelf immediately. But for some reason, when people saw that old ale, style stouts, I guess, barrel aged, and they want like the big IPAs and all that sours. It was funny because the beer when I had it at NBCC was just phenomenal, like such a great old ale. This reminds me of all the like brewery style old ale kind of stuff. Like the barrel characters, just in general, on this beer was amazing. So I had to get that to bring home. And then Ivan was kind enough to give me a bottle of this, which is one of their like pretty much their flagship beer, A Night to End All Dawns. Their bourbon barrel aged imperial stout from 15, which is pretty crazy. I don't know how often they release this, but this was very nice of him. He was like, "Let's just grab it." The funny thing is, like, he cracked a 14 vintage when we were at. So I ended up staying at his house in New Jersey because it was getting late, and it's a long trip to go from Jersey up to Manhattan and New York State. So we were at his house after going out sharing beers and everything, and then sharing this beer, just a 14 vintage, and also is it Aaron? No, the English barley wine that they do at Hill Farmstead, like English style barley wine in bourbon barrels, which is like insane. It was really good. We had that, and then when it came to this, we drank like half of the bottle, and then we kind of like it was enough. We couldn't finish it because we were getting there. This is another beer that I got from Joe. My first review of a Horace beer. Horace aged ales is apparently hype city. People are going nuts over this stuff. This is Ghost Hawk's Rasp, an imperial coffee stout with hazelnut. It's got like I think I checked this out 13.2%. I checked this out online, and like the ratings this stuff gets is just crazy. And they're actually at NBCC this year, but I just didn't try anything because I'd never heard of them, which is a shame. But hey, now I get to try this one courtesy of Joe. And then he gave me another beer. I only brought one for him. It's a shame. I didn't know he was bringing beer for me, and he didn't know I was bringing beer for him. So I only had one beer because I brought beer for all the beer tubers I was meeting up with. But this is Modern Times special release Modern Tones, and I think I might have tried the base version of this at NBCC, but this is the vanilla barrel aged versions or vanilla version. So it's a imperial stout bourbon barrel aged with vanilla beans. It's how strong is this one? 14.4%. Wow. So this is going to be great, I think. Joe recently had the regular version. I saw he did a review, and he was like, "Dude, this is insane. That was amazing." He just loved that beer. So, and apparently this is better. So, which is awesome, and it's super like limited release. And then he gives me one of his bottles, which is really awesome. I think it was like I can't remember if it's a society only release or something. But that'll be fun to try. I think though he said he had an off bottle himself at one point. I think that was with you, Nate. Um, and he didn't like it too much. But there we go. And the last beer I brought back, which I got from Jeremy, who was him and his dad, who took me around in the LA area. When I was at Bottle Logic, this was the beer released, Lost Colony. And the way it works at Bottle Logic is that you can only get the beers that in bottles, like the limited stuff like this, if you buy a ticket for it online, and then you can go pick it up with that ticket. It's just so they don't have crazy lines, and then you can pick it up whenever you want. So when it's sold out online, then it's sold out, and it's a cool way of doing it. So I was there, and I didn't know that. So because of that, I didn't get any beer. But he was like, "Hey, I got a couple bottles of this. You can have one," which was amazing. So we brought this back, and this is funny because this is one thing I always talk about breweries that they should do rum barrel aging, and this is rum barrel age, which is awesome. So. Also bourbon barrel aged. It's like double barrel aged with let's see, pecans and walnuts, and then aged in rum and bourbon barrels with Madagascar vanilla beans, and then finished on coconuts and toasted pecans. 13.12%. That's crazy. Made in collaboration with Safety Team Brewing. I mean, sounds really good. I had it in a flight there, but it was like really cold. It was very nice, but it's gonna be great just trying it with a fresh palette. So I need to message you guys back now. I'll let you know. I just got a lot of stuff here, so let's just film me again. There we go. Wow, it's so hot in the kitchen. Are you kidding me? Danish summer that's all of a sudden like being in, I don't know, southern states in the US. Like, it's crazy. So let's see here. We got quite a few. So, sorry. Yeti Imperial Stout 100% amazing. Yeah, it's very good, but I'd say there's a lot of Imperial Stout that's overhauled that beer. It's still very good. It's a classic. It's a classic for a reason. But there's other Imperial Stouts out nowadays that I think are better, but I still really enjoy that beer. It says PA Brew News, yeah, because he also commented. He said, glad you had a good trip, right? Something like that. See you tomorrow, buddy. Michael says, yeah. See you tomorrow, Michael. Yeah, so he says, what do you think of the new Immortal? I think they're nice enough. I do enjoy the newer Immortal stuff, to be honest. Mm, Disammonia Mundi, yeah, I know those guys. Italian band. You guys like to talk metal with me too. That's awesome. See, I live in Portland, Maine. Had a mass IPS rate. It was okay. Okay, it was just okay. Okay, so that was the guys that did that milk stout here. But I was just told it was really good. So it'll be fun to see. I've never had any beer from those guys, so it'll be fun. And then Clown Shoes, enough said by Brixlin. Yeah, Clown Shoes makes great beer. I haven't had a beer from them in a long time. When it makes it over here, a lot of beers from the States, they come like in waves and sporadically. So it's not all the time that you'll find the given beer from a brewery. So I only previewed it, raining on your parade, but already much better than All Shall Fall. It's like Blizzard Beasts and Damned in Black has a baby. Okay, PA Brew News. I'm just gonna let you know. I actually like All Shall Fall, that album. I even have a T-shirt with it. Eric Harris says, "Yo, well, yo, Eric. Nomi Sanoi. I don't know how you pronounce that. What is the darkest beer you've ever drunk or know of? On my list, it is my number one in terms of dark beer is 1000 EBC from Stronzo. Same here. That's also I think that's the darkest beer. Like that is probably number one, and then closely followed by Marshall Sukov. That's also like really black, but like Stronzo 1000 EBC was pouring like motor oil, and the head was so dark brown, almost looked gray. It was crazy. Um, was it you who gave me you? Did I meet you? Non or did I meet you? I think did I meet you at? I don't know. There was a guy I met at a beer festival, Copenhagen Beer Festival, who talked a lot about Toronto and who gave me a bottle of uh, Djævlebryggeriet stout to review. I don't know if that was you, dude. Let me know. Because actually, that's the problem. Because there's so much stuff happening that weekend. I forgot the name of the person who gave me the beer. Sitting in my cellar at the moment. Yeah, so No Way the Riffs are the first four albums. That's when this was on guitar. Blah, blah, blah. So more stuff about Immortal. And please write back. Well, I just let you know. I think that's one of the darkest beers I ever had. So that was just the haul, which was a pretty insane haul to bring back. So it'll be fun to go through. It'll take a while because I also have the footage that's pre-shot and I have just well, yeah, old reviews. And then tomorrow, actually, we're going to review. I reviewed one beer today, but then we're going to review some of it tomorrow with a couple of friends and showing what I got. Used Octomore barrel aging, but I don't think you can get it anymore. And it's so expensive when it was released here in Denmark. But yeah, no heaven. But yeah, so I'm just going to wrap up now. Stay tuned for the videos. They're going to be really awesome. I'm going to finish my last sip of Treehouse Alter Ego. It was delicious. And then, yeah, look forward to the video, guys. Oh, no, don't stop. It's 30 minutes, though. It's a long video. Simon var ikke mig, der gav den, men jeg snakker med her nu til dig. Oh, that's right. Oh, right. That's right. I met you. Because you talked a lot about Toronto. I can figure out a face. That's right. I was at the Copenhagen Beer Festival. Come on down to Aarhus and I'll share it with you. Well, I don't know when I'm going back to Aarhus. It shouldn't be too long because I'm either going there or someone's coming here to hook up a trade with me. We'll see what happens. I think you might know Matthias, Daniel. We talked about doing something, but we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoy the footage when it's live. Look forward to tomorrow for the first video of the trip from Cane Brewing, and then we're just going to go along and post reviews of a lot of amazing footage from the trip and a lot of amazing beer reviews that I brought back and review there. So hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Cheers and an empty glass of Alter Ego. Sounds so stupid saying that, from Treehouse. And cheers. And see you guys in another live stream, beer review, or on the road video coming soon. Cheers. There we go.